All right, everybody. This is Zakaos' channel. He's a fellow targeted individual. He was murdered. Let's see, how long ago was that video? That it was like 3 years ago. This was in as you can see, that was in Niagara Falls. And if I was to go to that video, I want you all to see this.
I'm back in America, homeless, my stuff, my food. And check it out, let me sit down. I put up some videos, and right as soon as I put up a video, right over my head. Check it out. Medical Center, Niagara Falls. I'm fucking homeless, and this is what the government does. I couldn't stay at the shelter because they would have targeted all the kids tonight. So I'm gonna find another place to sleep. This is what they do. And I'm fucking broke and homeless. And, Canadian government can't, this isn't happening, right? The judge couldn't verify it. Peace. I can't fucking believe this shit. My feet hurt so fucking bad from walking from the border and putting my bags at a church. So, I don't know. This is it. Peace.
For all who don't know, Zakaos was murdered in Niagara Falls in America. Now he was basically trying to get asylum because of the corruption. They denied his asylum and they forced him back into the U.S. And by the time he got back, that's the situation he was in, and he ended up having a heart attack. Dude, and this was not a normal heart attack. No, this was murder via directed energy weapons and chemtrail poisoning. I'm spreading awareness about this now because of how dangerous this stuff is and how much corruption is already being brought out. Now then, let me go to this one. In this video, this is going back a bit before before his death. This is actually him basically gonna break down what all of this stuff is, especially what the black goo is. I guess I spelled it wrong. It wasn't black GUU. Or actually no, it is black goo GU or whatever.
What's up, beautiful people? Check out what they did to Erie today. And there's the culprit. Here's my poem to him, freestyle. Chemtrails from hell, military, You think you're gonna get a swelled head from this? Honestly, I hope you get a fucking bullet for all the innocent women and kids you killed so softly, so quietly. Soft kill. Synthetic telepathy. Yeah, it's pretty ill up here in Erie, but they don't want to hear it. They don't even want to look up because the synthetic telepathy says, hey, chump, look down, do your work. Don't be a clown. And if he comes down and anybody says something to you, hey, look at the clouds, dude. Oh, it's a conspiracy theory. Gee, oh me. They don't want to hear it. But let me confess it from the motherfucking streets. U.S. governments, can you quit trying to kill me? Honestly. Spraying fucking nano black goo in my lungs and everything that I breathe. And when I sleep, you like to creep up in my brain and try to program me like you did Kung Fu masters like Bruce Lee. Now they synthesized it, put it with nanotechnology. Do you hear me? Nanomites, sodomites, demons, demonic technology. Now you see it. That's what it is. Pure wickedness. Oh, and they give me the X. Thank you. You're about to get X'd out. X-Clan, Freemasons as I run my mouth. Satan. Can you stop sacrificing kids? Can you quit spraying people so when they sleep, they wake up and they don't pay attention to your wicked bullshit? And this is to the American government across the street from Buffalo, and this is how it goes. See, AKAOS. Look at the real fucking terrorist. Who's poisoning the air because what? You got a missile threat? DEFCON 1? Oh man, my voice is the fucking gun. And I don't like this because it's the truth. And then I do videos and I say, hey, look up, dude. You get X'd, you get hexed, you get cursed. That's what it is. Truth hurts. But it's funny how I can go up to a Canadian and he hadn't heard of black goo. But then I go up to a Chinese dude and I say black goo and he's like, oh, because it's ancient Chinese, fools. That's what they used to use to kill masters. See this shit? Pure wickedness that they're spraying on everybody. They don't give a flying fuck. So here's what I do to tell them what's up. I put a magnet here, I put a magnet here, and I put a magnet here to magnetize the atmosphere. And that's it. A few magnets destroys the wicked bullshit. It's very scientific, simple. More metal you got, doesn't really matter how much magnets you got, it still disrupts their evil plot. Check out the skies. Eerie. Huh? Eerie skies, huh? I have no need to lie. American government. What happens when I show this video to the Canadian authorities and show them how much you don't give a fuck about them, yo? Their kids, their minds, their health. Poisoning the air. And hey, wealthy, you're not protected from this shit because your synthetic black box call 007 bullshit that protects you, stupid wicked, is done. So when you breathe in this shit, it's more toxic for you than an innocent one. So keep on spraying, Satan. And I'll say this every day until nobody understands what this shit is without any fucking delay. This is how the Canadian government protects targeted individuals, targeted people that have Freemasons in their family because they don't want me to speak, because they were poisoning me, trying to kill me off nice and quietly to make it look, oh, non-accountability, soft kill. CIA, #1 killers. How do they kill somebody? Well, if I was to go in and kill somebody as a CIA agent, I'd make it look like either he offed himself or he died of natural causes. That's what the CIA, NSA, SAS, MI5, MI6 do. They're assassins. And they're trained by who? Asians. Asian poison, black goo. And then the US government hybridized it. And they spray it on you and creep into your brain and program you when you sleep. So have a nice night, Erie. Who are you gonna get pissed off at now? While your own government plays you as a fucking clown, while the US government just says, hey, fuck you, die. Seriously, that's what this shit is. Scientifically, that's what it is. And when I say die, it kills the earth, your home, the air. So when you kill the earth, your home, the air, what happens? If you ain't got a home, you ain't got a planet, you die. Geoterrorism. Right in front of your eyes. I am Zakaos. Just trying to save some lives for free. And when I die, I'm going to go, hey God, can we pull up my YouTube? That's what I do. So are you ready to die, Canadians? I am. I was born to die. I was born dying, get it? When I took that breath of air from Earth that they poison so freely. Nazis came over to the United States after Operation Paperclip. Nazis, KKK Freemasons, Satanists that kill and sacrifice kids. And then they spray you and dumb you down. Hey, don't think about this. You don't want to know about this. Stay away from him. Just simple programming when you sleep, dummies. So spray chemtrails from hell, but hey, NSA, CIA, MI5, MI666, fucking wicked, don't protect shit. Killed so many kids and protected that from the Queen and Obama, which is the Blue Lodge of the UK, and slay so many kids from day to day, monthly, because they worship Aleister Crowley, who killed over, 100 kids in a year? And then the Freemasons said, oh dear, we can't have anything to do with him. So he started his own Freemason Blue Lodge of the UK. Queen of England killed Diana because she knew what was up for her. And they don't want to hear that, but hey, that's how it is even today. Nobody wants to hear the truth about family killing family once they want out. And once they try to run their mouth. How did Diana try to run her mouth? She went bulimic. No one heard it. And then she said, fuck it, I'm going to marry a Muslim. And then they killed her like this. Straight up wickedness. And here's how they try to silence everybody. Spray them with black goo. Look it up. Ancient Chinese medicine on WikiPad. Black goo. Read. Canadians. It's real. This is how they killed Chinese masters. And isn't this the Chinese strip right in front of me? So hey Chinese, how do you feel about being poisoned by black goo? That's what they do. I'm Zakaos. Peace.
So there you go. Next video I'm gonna have will feature that, but I wanted to just have a couple of these on here. Hang on, let me go to his channel. Just wanted to share a few of these with you all. I urge everyone else to do the same, you know? Didn't think I would run into something like that. Man. If you're wondering, a lot of those Facebook channels were taken down. If you're not aware, just should have thought. I thought I should give just people the heads up if you ever try to look for it. I mean, feel free to, but with the amount of corruption out there, don't expect to find it.
Hello, beautiful people. How are you today? This might be my last video for a while. Packing my things and getting ready to go back to the States. I waited to see some justice, but like always, I'm still waiting. So I'm gonna try to focus on love in this very difficult time of mine, and more difficult than I could have imagined. And I would like to humbly thank everybody for your support. So here goes some freestyle poetry. that I'll more than likely probably end up doing on the streets when some cop comes to shoot me, because that has happened. And being able to freestyle and being very clairvoyant has saved my life more than one time. Living on the streets. So here goes. Do you know how it feels to leave everything that you love behind? Do you know how it feels to be on the streets and not eat for weeks? Do you know how it feels to talk to other homeless people, to learn things and learn the ropes and learn how things go? And you keep seeing each other day by day as the days fall into days and you forget what day it is, but it doesn't really matter because you're homeless. Then when the cops come for you and see that you're homeless because somebody called the cops because they don't like looking at you because you make them feel bad, because that is just how people are and that's how it is. So sometimes you do, every once in a while, meet a good person that comes up to you and gives you something that you need or you don't need. It doesn't really matter. Just the art of caring. That seems to be the most important thing. See, I never understood these things until I lived on the streets in California, on the streets in Houston, lived 4 months in the snow in Romania, and that's how it goes. And I have a woman that I lost everything to help. Laurel Aston walking around saying I'm a government agent. And when the American government catches me, I will be lethally injected. This is a confession. I've never been part of any military, Laurel. And when you did this, when you said the things that you said because you couldn't bear that I was in love with another woman, that woman I've been in love with for a very long time. And like I told you, Laurel, you can't love me until you love yourself. And then you tell me you love yourself, and then you turn around and accuse me of things that I would never do. I lived with this woman for almost 2.5 years, and I saw it through. The kicking, the hitting me, throwing things at me, yelling at me, sacrificing so much to help this human trafficking victim. And I'm still wondering if she's alive or has been replaced by some synthetic in Mexico. I don't know. But this is truthfully how it is, how it goes. I didn't do it. And to the woman that I love, I'm so sorry for the misunderstanding. Because life is hard and very demanding when it comes to trying to explain yourself to people when you're dealing with so much evil all the time. And then trying to do videos like this so people won't question because you do so much to just save children. The other day, I realized I have a very big problem. I was at Matthew's house, and I was talking to a Haitian woman with her baby. And and she asked me if I had a wife or if I had a baby, and I looked at her and I almost cried. And I said no, but I did try. And she was taken away from me, and she saw the hurt in my eyes, and she said, "Oh, don't worry about it. I understand. It's a big, big, huge story, isn't it?" And a tear rolled down my eye, and I said, "Yes, it is." And then I picked up her kid and held him. And I thought in my head, this is what they took from me, because a lady loved me. She truly loved me. And when you have something taken like this, with such injustice, I lived on the streets 3 times before I lived in Romania. As my mind starts to get filled with that hysteria of what they did to me. The Paracelsus Freemasonic group with Nikagaru and Liviu Moranu, with money from the Queen of England, my cousin. Not only did they want my woman, they wanted to trade her around in the Freemasonic lodges so they could figure out what's so special about this. It's just a woman, it's just pussy. That's how they treat women. So after losing something like this, and wanting to be married, and finding a woman that finally really truly loved you, what would you do? Would you start doing videos in front of Nikagaru's establishments, whether it be Fashion TV, Club Space, Buffalo Steakhouse, The Living Room? These were all famous money laundering places with brothels in the basements in Romania. See, in Romania, this is a common thing. People know about this because there's so many beautiful women. But you don't step out of line, because Niku and the government will make sure that you or your family or your lady never get seen again, and the police will do nothing. This is the cartel in Romania. This is how it is. So this is my confession. So after living 4 months in the snow, after finding out that my fiance didn't just disappear, it was a rather high-paid black ops ran on us, all the way down to the conversations on our phone. Every time I talked to her, there would be some kind of conflict on the line, and it'd get cut. And I'd call her back and she wouldn't answer. And then I'd go online and she'd tell me, "What happened with the phone? I called you back," and it would just ring and didn't even go to a message or voice machine. And then things steadily got worse. And then she just vanished. And I never heard from her again. So this is the world I live in, of men that sell women. Freemasons. I'm 19 seconds from a Freemason lodge. This is how the Canadian government treats me when I ask for protection. And they get a high-paid judge to say, "I can't verify any of what you're saying. But hey, judges, I guess you can verify a man having sex with a dog or an animal, and then approve this and say, hey, it's okay. Anybody can come to Canada if you're a witch and want to have sex with animals, so you can practice the Wicca art of having sex with animals, and that gives you power over nature. Huh? I will never forget this. And I'm doing this for one person so she will understand. And so if anybody hears this video, and when I go back to America, if I get shot by a cop or thrown in jail for jaywalking or being homeless, or I just get sick of it and just off myself, who knows? Day to day it varies. It just depends on how it goes. But hey, I'm broke. I don't even know where my next meal is going to come from in Buffalo. I don't know how I'm going to get around from place to place. And I'm supposed to go to a shelter filled with alcoholics and thieves. I've tried it plenty of times in America. I prefer the streets. And ask any real homeless person, you know what I'm talking about. Would you rather use their showers and catch some filthy fungus on your feet and then fuck up your shoes and then you got another foot problem? No, thank you. So, when you get into questioning me, and when you ask, who am I? I've had people on Facebook reposting my post saying I'm a rogue CIA agent because I'm that good. Understand this. I lived with a ex-human trafficking rape victim from the CIA from the age of 2. At one time, she was one of their best assassins. You can't imagine the things I learned from her about their evil system and what they did to her, and dealing with her and dealing with the abuse from her and the targeting from them. I got thrown in jail for 17 days for jaywalking and making a video. And then I go in front of a judge and he throws it out of court because, let's see, they put me in jail. I didn't sign anything, so they couldn't keep me in jail legally. So what they did is they had some guy come in, hey, we're going to give you a psychological evaluation. We can't let you sit in jail for 72 hours because then we have to let you go because we didn't read you your rights, and you seem to be pretty smart about the Reich. So it doesn't matter what you say, I'm here to give you a psychological evaluation so we can forcefully inject you in a mental hospital. And that's exactly what they did. And then Dr. Sadie forcefully injected me, tried to have me committed for 90 days. Even the nurses and the whole staff at the Bush-owned hospital in Brownsville knew something was going on with me because I was too intelligent, too smart. And it didn't seem depressed, and I seemed to be able to finish my thoughts and go from point A to point B. Oh my, oh me. So I sat in there for my birthday, Christmas, and then finally I went to see the judge. And Dr. Sadie said, hey, he's this, and this, he's crazy. Let me forcefully inject him and put him away. Just give me 90 days. And then I went in front of the judge and said, hey, Judge, I exposed human trafficking. I wasn't doing anything but making a video exposing human trafficking. And that's what I do. I'm an activist. I do what I can to protect kids and women. And unfortunately, the police and Freemasons all around me, they don't like it. So you know what the judge did? He threw the case out of court. And then me and Laurel, after the police had been going to our door, trying to force their way in, and she didn't go to work for almost 2 weeks because of the cops in Spy, South Padre Island. I'll never forget the evil of man. So I got out and we moved off the island. And then we saved money and we went to Mexico. Stayed in some hotels for like almost 2 weeks. Found a lawyer. Went to I&M, told him the situation. We paid for a house for almost a year up front. Stayed there 7 months trying to work out Laurel's situation. To leave America, asking Mexico for protection. And you know what they did? Cesar Augusta, the lawyer, stole all of Laurel's jewelry. He said he was going to go trade it in New York and come back and give us the money, and he didn't. What he did do is he used his federal police, and he said I was smuggling a little girl inside the house that his name was on, because he had to co-sign the contract, because when you're American, they won't let you just rent a house just like that. So there are videos on my YouTube with him and the recordings of the telephone with me and Cesar Augusta, if anybody wants to doubt me about the conversations of me confronting him about the money that he stole from Laurel Aston. So then the federal police come into our home, stole all my paperwork, stole all my art, stole everything from me and Laurel. And we stayed in a Mexican jail for 4 months. This is what the U.S. State Department did to us. Laurel said, after they questioned, how will you return back to the United States once we get you your passport and everything is worked out? Laurel said, I'm never getting on a plane to fly back. And then the State Department agent from Mexico said, really? So we're going to have to get you psychologically evaluated to see if you're psychologically fit to fly on a plane. She said this, not me. So then they took us to stay in a psych ward for a month and a half, being forcefully injected, sleeping next to people, shitting on their self, walking in a shit-filled room. You can't believe the smell of the place. Getting forcefully injected with God knows what. It's still coming out of my system. This is what they did to us. This is what they did to me, and me trying to help a CIA human trafficking victim. And then the CIA and the American government want to play dumb, and then they want to pay off a Canadian judge to say, hey, this case is too big, it's bigger than you and you and you gotta send him back. And she did just that. She said she couldn't verify any of this, just like they all do. They're crazy. There's no microwave weapons. There's no synthetic telepathy. There's no DARPA. There's no problems going on in America. Isn't that right, Canada A? And I'm looking around and I keep walking around and I just can't believe the audacity of these people and the bounds of like how evil they are. I mean, don't get me wrong, Canadians, but seriously, Canada's fucking evil. I mean, when you have as much debauchery going on in Toronto with these homosexuals, and then I have to go to Toronto and ask one of these judges that said, hey, it's okay to rape animals, and you can do it in Canada, it's cool? And then I come up and say, hey, I need protection from the United States and Mexico. Sorry, Mr. Zakaos Ewing. This is what we're going to do. We're going to put you in a house, 19 seconds walking from a Freemason lodge, just so you'll have no privacy, and they can continue to hit you with microwave weapons. And the cops and anybody else aren't going to do anything. And then we're going to have Obama, the head faggot that hijacked America, come into Canada and have a talk with our corrupt president. And then we're going to bring in Mexico's corrupt president because they're all involved and they're all Freemasons. And we run this. You don't. You just sit down and go back home, and when you get back over there, we'll probably pay a cop to arrest you or shoot you, or maybe we'll get you at the border. And then that's it. This is how it is. And not even the woman that I love so much in this world can understand just this. Because if you take a little time to watch my videos or even read the titles of them, I documented everything date by date by date by date. And then you can notice when I was in jail in Mexico, there are no videos. And then when I got out, here they are again. And notice the timeline that I've created just with my video channel. And the judge can't verify this. She was paid off. And the Border Patrol, no Canadian cop, no Canadian will say a goddamn thing. That's how corrupt this country is, working for the Queen. So these are the things that I have to deal with and struggle through, because everybody always turns on me, because they're always at some time and point surrounded by somebody that's on the payroll. And the richer you are, the more money you have, the easier it is to get next to you, because you think that you're safe. You think that you have all your stuff together and this couldn't happen to me. But I have to question you. But I've lived on the streets. I don't see things like you. I know what it means to starve and have.
I really do not want to pause this, but in 1975, this formerly secret CIA weapon was declassified. The information about this weapon comes from U.S. Senate testimony in 1975 relating to rogue activists of the CIA. This video shows actual congressional testimony explaining how the heart attack gun works. The heart attack gun shoots a small poison dart that is made of ice. The poison causes a heart attack. Then the dart melts and the poison I can't pronounce that word. So that is nothing that shows up in autopsy. Wow.
No money, and to try to pack your things as I'm doing right now, and to prepare for whatever's about to go down. because there is no justice in this world. I've seen it. And there's times inside me where I just want to give up on this world. Because still that Freemasonic lodge sits with children's skull and bones at the bottom of it. Made a video about it in front of it. Said it loud enough so police can hear, and it's right next to a military cadet office. And has anybody gone inside that Freemason lodge? No. This is how injustice goes every day. And Freemasons still continue to come and go from that lodge every day. Now, put yourself in my shoes, and with this perception of loving a woman and not even her coming to rescue you or to listen to you or just to hug you. How would you feel? And would you want to live? Would you want to live in a world like this? After trying so hard and after losing so much, where you realize your problem. When you look at a kid, all you can see is...
Hold on. Did you know the sinking of the Titanic led to the creation of the U.S. Federal Reserve? The novel, hold on, let me read this for you all. Particularly in 1998, creation of Morgan Robertson detailed the sinking of an unsinkable ship, the largest vessel afloat. This imaginary ship named Titan collided with an iceberg during April, resulting in a high loss of life because the ship carried too few lifeboats. 14 years later, with uncanny similarities, the real ship Titanic recreated what happened in the novel. The two ships had almost identical names. Both ships were designated unsinkable. Both were touted as the largest ships at sea. Both collided with icebergs in April. Both resulted in many deaths due to a shortage of lifeboats. Plus, both had strikingly similar floor plans and technical stores. And John Jacob Oster, probably the wealthiest man in the world, were all killed when it sank. Those three men were the main opposition to the creation of the U.S. FED by April 1912. All oppositions to the Federal Reserve was eliminated in December of 1913. The Federal Reserve came into being in the United States controlled by the Illuminati bankers.
Your baby, your unborn child, the thing you've wanted so much since you took care of how many kids growing up?
Everybody, if this stops, if the recording stops, I will have a part 2 to finish this off, and I will have a link directly to this channel, so you'll be able to find it. But you'll be able to find this easily. All you got to do is type in Zakaos in YouTube, then you'll find both his channels. Just that easy.
And because your dad abused you, and it took about 5 years of psychological unwinding and talking to understand, why am I so sensitive? Why do I care so much about these things? Why do these things affect me like they do? And why don't people care? It took me 5 years to figure this out. And I'm going to explain it to you and tell you what it's all about. Ladies, don't spend your money on a shrink. I'm going to give it to you straight. If you're ever abused as a child, you either go one or two ways. You either continue the abusive cycle and become the abuser, and become the user and have a totally dysfunctional life, and you can't figure out why. Or you become a person like me, oversensitive, very emotionally in touch with the self, inside the self, hypersensitive, and have a sense of carrying the world on your back. When I understood this, and when I understood it was really like that, and after getting to a point to where I understood how I am and I accepted it, and knew no matter what I would do, I would never hit my child. Because when my father would beat me, I just remember every time I'd get a beating, going up under my bed or going in my bed and putting a pillow on my head and crying and saying, I'm never going to do this to my kid. I'm never going to do this to my kid. I'm never going to do this to my kid. I'm never going to do this to my kid. Over and over and over and over and over again. And I was a kid. And when I see people abusing or yelling at kids or doing the things that people do to kids, I try to remind them, even if it's in silence or in prayer from a distance, just trying to wish them goodness and deep understanding and not to do this. These things are ingrained in me and always have been.
I'm sorry, but hang on a minute. Did I just... I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking too far into this. Because when I saw some similarities there.
Goodness and deep understanding and not to do this. These things are ingrained in me and always have been. And for the injustice that I keep seeing, went to France, got my arm broken, 2 broken fingers, 2 busted teeth, still have the pin in my arm. Because I tried to bring the Rothschilds and the Queen harm from telling the truth and wanting to file for a refugee asylum. Didn't happen. Before that, I went to Romania. Tried to file for asylum. It took me about almost over a year to save up the money for a plane ticket. Homeless, working different jobs. And then when I get there, they tell me you don't want to apply for a refugee asylum because it's a bunch of gypsies and other people, and the government takes your money and you live in a tent. Pretty much. That's how it is. That's how corrupt Romania is. You don't want to be a refugee in that country. So I worked for 9 years in music. And I already told you what they did to the woman that chose to love me. So then France, nope. Then went back to America, and the targeting continued with my Freemason family and the government. And just kept getting attacked. And then finally I saved money and then got out and came to Canada because I should have come to Canada instead of going to Romania, but there was something else here that I just wanted to try to love. I wanted to show her this is me. This is how I am. This is what I do.
If you're wondering who that is the former president as you know him now as Barack Obama. The name Barry Soetoro. Yeah, this guy is technically a Muslim as well. If you didn't know about that, I'm gonna go ahead and let this finish.
And I guess I did it good, or maybe Laurel Aston's friends got back around to the people in town, and all of a sudden I'd be walking in town and people would be like, he's government. He's an agent. He's this, he's that. I'm not either. I'm an abused entertainer, singer, dancer, visual and graphic artist. During my time in Paris, I did have a chance to have an art show. It was pretty cool. Sold a few pieces too. And that was awesome. Sold a few pieces from the street. Got money to eat. That was Paris. So I come up to Canada.
Hold on. Who is this? Michael Taylor, former vice president of Monsanto Corporation. What does he do now? He is now Obama's food safety Caesar and is waging war on small dairy farms that produce fresh milk. Horrific results of new GMO food study reveal Obama has abandoned FDA regulations to chemical industry profits, say Occupy Monsanto.
The situation has gotten so big to where the American president had to come to Canada himself to drop off money with the corrupt Mexican president, who's knee-deep in it too, because he's still holding Laurel Aston in Mexico, imprisonment in Mexico, along with how many women? Mexican president. And then Obama, well, he's got police, military, and everybody else that wants to shoot his ass because he's taken America into World War III, not to mention the lady that said his birth certificate was legit. Well, her airplane just crashed and shit. So no more hearing that from the Senate. So Obama continues to kill people in the Senate, replace members in the Senate with his people, and now he's running the Senate. This is the syndicate. So on June 29th was the day of my court date at the refugee asylum. June 29th was the day the three amigos met. The three criminals, the three Freemasons sworn to Satan. They met in Ottawa, the same place where I sent my birth certificate and my grandfather's and father's death certificates with all my family's names. They even paid off the Aboriginal nation not to recognize my status. And not only that, they paid off the judge, cops, border patrol, anybody, I guess. So, I mean, there hasn't been an American president in Canada since, 1995, and that was Clinton? And then Obama just chooses to come on the 29th and address Parliament, but Parliament was supposed to be out on the 23rd. But the three gangsters had to meet, huh?
Oh, no way. You see, I was wondering about that because I heard some people mention this, that Michelle Obama is technically a dude. So who is Michelle LaVaughn Robinson? Prior to his sex change operation, that was the name of the person now known as Michelle Obama. So basically, Michelle Obama is a dude, everybody, if you didn't know. Just the person who had a sex change. So technically, not only was that man not fit to be president, if he wasn't even supposed to be. but that was basically a homosexual married couple in the White House. I just want people to understand that. I don't have anything against homosexuals, but like this corruption, I have no words, man. I just have no words. Like seriously.
Because of me. Because I'm related to the Queen of England. Through breed love, Lovejoy, and Ewing blood. And then with that blood, if anybody wanted to do a background check, you would find that my lineage is more royal than the Queen of England because I'm actually sovereign, indigenous, Blackfoot, from the Indians, you called Indians, that were already in the Americas, and that means Canada too. So if Canada, the Canadian judge, which probably got paid a lot of money to say I can't verify your story, you lying bitch, Freemason witch. Do you know how much money I'm entitled to? We're talking about the Queen of England, not to mention the case that I would have filed after I got asylum. The case I would have filed on Mexico and America. And then I would have found, a refugee or some lawyer that really wanted to make real money? Outside of Johnny Cochran, because he started the Black Reparations lawsuit, but he's dead. That's how it is. He's dead.
Facebook. Attention, when you want news feed from a page you like, Facebook now requires page owners to pay to promote updates if they want the content to be seen by more of us. If they don't pay to promote the post, only about 10% of us receive updates on their Facebook homepage feed. To keep receiving all posts from the pages you like, you have to open that page, place the mouse on the like button near the gear symbol on the pop-up selection, add to the interest list, then create an interest list. Makes names for your favorite sites. Then when you select the interest list, you will see all of those posts. So basically Facebook is full of shit and they're just censoring everything just as well as any other, corrupt organization is.
But he contacted me with his lawyers. And then I tried to recontact his lawyers, I think like a year and a half ago, and they acted like they didn't know who I was. Because Johnny Cochran is dead. That's how it is, cuz. See, the world is run by money and filthy heathens that don't give a shit. And then, unfortunately, everybody under them is fucking stupid because they watch TV. But here I am, saying these things, and I guess I'm going to be forced to go back to Buffalo to be on the streets because, I can't meet anybody with a fucking backbone. It's like nobody has one. Especially in this country, especially in America, my God. I mean, that country is so pathetic, it makes me sick. The things I've seen being homeless, and then the things I've seen from my own so-called friends, they don't have friends. If I had friends, you wouldn't be listening to me saying this and this and this. There would be people helping me. But because I'm up against $1 trillion establishment and all I have is my talent, and then people so easily doubt me because you shouldn't be alive, because what? I can freestyle like this? I can put two words together and make them rhyme in a sentence? And then, hey cop, you like hip hop? Well, listen to this. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, damn. That's you, man? You did this? Can you take out your cell phone and look at my YouTube for a second? Look at the title. That's me. On the streets. Can you not kill me? Please? I'm homeless. Got no money. Can you give me $1 for that nice little poetry? To educate you, quickly so you don't kill another innocent black kid. That's how it is. This is America. So, this will be my first video and last video called Dismantle the Central Intelligence Agency because of what the governments and the military keep doing to me, because it's easier for people to believe that I'm a government agent rather than just clairvoyant, and people that are coming to kill me or hurt me, they have an aura and I can see it and I address them rather than run from them. And if they want to fight, at least, I'm letting them know I'm ready, like this. But let me explain something to you about the government and their agents and assets. This is why they're stupid. Imagine, you spend all this time in the military, training, martial arts, karate, whatever, learning how to kill people, this, boom, 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 weapons, all this, and you are a trained killer, assassin, deadly man. So then you get orders to go take out this black man. That's where black man came from, if you don't know about black man. So then you're like, yeah, okay, I got the assignment, cool, just another nigga to kill, no problem. So off I go. Oh. So then you get there, and then this black man says he's homeless. And then, boom, black man's senses go off. Better than Spider-Man's. And basically, oh God, here comes another one. Come on, man, you gotta snap out of the depression. I know you're homeless, haven't eaten for days, but come on, you gotta do it again. So I'm like, oh, you. No, you in the black coat. Let me let you know something. I know you're here about me. I know you got paid money. Go back and tell the people that you got your money from, that I knew about you before you did what you were supposed to do. And are you going to still do what you were supposed to do? Because I'm speaking about it, and you're a hitman. And so all these people hear what I'm saying. And they're looking at you too. And oh, your government training didn't train you for this? Please, keep your composure, Mr. Assassin. You know how many times I've done this? You know how many times I've watched them just shrivel up and go back into their shell like a little bitch? This is what's going on in their head. See, they're assassins, okay? And all assassins, every day of their life, knowing that they work for the government, if they have a kid or wife or whatever, or if they don't, they know inevitably the people that trained them to kill, to do what they do, to keep their mouth shut about the secrets, they're going to eventually come for them. So then in their head, they go back, there's no way this could happen to me. This never happened to me. So the only thing that they think is, okay, I was set up, and somebody's probably going to come for me. Well, this is true. From the streets, this is the truth. Because when you're a killer and you work for the government, they're going to eventually do this to you, but then I have them thinking they just did it to them. And their cover's blown, and then they want this asset or agent gone. This is what the asset that they sent is thinking. And so then that asset, to preserve its own life, because it can't come to any other conclusion other than what I just told you, that it was a setup, it had to be a setup. So then they start taking out their own guys. Do you know how many times this has happened with me? And then another scenario is they come back or they start telling me, and I know, and then I just start rapping and tell them, hey, you want to know about me? Go here, go there, go there. And then they find out the truth. And then they're fixated on another question of what they should do. This isn't a bad man. I should have did my research before I took the money to come kill this man. And then what you get is a government agent that knows the truth, already gone through, oh, my government set me up, and then realize that you're about to kill someone that actually puts his life on the line to expose the satanic occult because they kill kids. And no one gives a shit. So are you gonna put a bullet in someone like him? This is the question that the assassin is ultimately faced with. See, living on the streets, you have a lot of time to think and put yourself in other people's shoes and how to think fast and think quick because, what, you're a freestyle fanatic? And you can see a pretty woman and talk about, oh, wow, you look beautiful in that blue dress. I know I'm homeless, but I just had to say this. Thank you for your beauty and walking past me. I swear, this shit's better than TV. So, this is me. This is why the government's afraid of me. Because when they brief their agents now, and they're saying, okay, we got to take him down, they can't tell him this. What? That he's clairvoyant and he's going to tell you not to shoot me, and he's probably going to tell you some things about you that are true? And then we want you to just go in and kill this dude? They're not going to say this when they put somebody or an agent or an assassin on you. Because then the assassin will start to doubt the mission at the beginning of it. This is the truth, as God is my witness. From Canada to Mexico to France to Romania. Nobody gives a shit. I've seen assassins come in on me in every country. And fortunately, I'm still alive, but this is actually the first video where I'm giving away my secrets. Oh my gosh. I walk with God. I've seen many miracles. Too many. And to that lady, the one I love so much, can you imagine if we had a baby and everything that I know and know how to do, and then me training and protecting our child, what our child would be, what my child would be, and what my child would represent to the government, and how scared they would be of it? Oh my God, a smart kid! And he's not being abused and shit? Oh, we can't have that. No. Drop 30, 40, 50, 60 mil, because he'll get way more than that if he gets somebody to come back and listen to him and sue his family. The Windsors over slavery, because they paid how much money? And then paid to kill his other last fiance? And then in Mexico, the human trafficking victim that he tried to help, and then Mexico stole all his property and then tried to claim he's a human trafficker? And he exposes human trafficking. And this son of a bitch met with the Canadian president, with the most corrupt president, Obama, and the Canadian judge said she can't verify any of this. Can somebody give me money for a movie? I would make millions. That's why I'm doing this video. In case, a cop tries to kill me, or they just throw me in jail, or I just decide to just fucking jump off Niagara Falls. And no, I'm not Superman, y'all. At least my videos will be here so people will know. I am Zakaos. It is 1:14 on 7/28/2016. The day that will live in infamy for me, because I gave away my last secrets. if you want to call them secrets, and it's not like Romania, France, Mexico. It's not like they don't know. How do you think I got like rogue government agents behind me? And I'm sure they're in this country too, Nazis. So some of your people come up missing. What? Were they Satanists? Honestly, if they were, they deserved it. I don't give a fuck. Less of them, guess what? Here's a simple mathematic equation. Kill Satanists, kill Freemasons. There's no one to kill kids. Oh, gosh. Not habitually, every month in rituals, because they're that sadistic. Now, am I a bad person to state this? If I am, God, do you hear me? Take me from this land filled with injustice. Peace.